Hello everyone, this is the Panda Photographer once again bringing you content that matters. Today we're going to focus on this flat screen television from TCL. It's 120 Hz 1080p with CMI with a 3-port HDMI LED display. Now I picked this flat screen TV up from Target. Yes, Target out of all places. I'm sorry, Amazon. But I wanted the TV fast to see how well it will perform and also bring you guys content. So with that said, please do subscribe, like, and share the content, and please leave your thoughts about the flat screen TV down in the comments down below. If you want to support the channel, you can support the channel by clicking the PayPal donation link down in the descriptions below, because it really does help to keep the lights on. Or you have a choice to purchase this TV with the Amazon affiliate link down in the descriptions below, and other affiliate links for other products down below. But with that said, let's get into it. So here is the display. It may look sharp, it may look clean, but from my view, you can see it is pretty decent, pretty good, I would say. The overall experience watching shows on this particular flat screen television, it's good. I've seen better. For $200, this is not so bad. So it does get a 1 star for not looking too bad, especially in the colors. So I do want to talk about the colors. Sometimes I believe that it kind of compensates for saturation because of the sharpness that it doesn't have. So it tries to mimic the image as if it's really crispy sharp, and the saturation does help with that. Now when it comes down to contrast levels seem to be on the weaker side of things, but it is still decent. But for a $200 flat screened LED smart television, it is amazing. So here's another thing that you may want to consider buying this LED smart television for under $200 or $200. Now I do find it a little bit on the quality side of the things, that it seems a little bit cheap. When I mean cheap, it has a weak construction. What I mean by that is it is really light. There's no build quality to it. So with that said, be careful how you position this TV and where you place it. I'm not sure if I do trust the entire television itself and the build quality and the chassis, just because this could be mounted on the wall, but then again, the build construction is on the weak side, so the mounting part might break the plastic built of this television from the back. But then again, that's just my experience with the television for about 10 days now. But with that said, I do want to emphasize the feet. The feet are plastic, not metal, so be careful how you screw down these feet to the LCD smart television, because the screw nail is so long that it's going to take you a little bit of force and a little bit of pressure to screw down. But keep that in mind. For me, I kind of want a center column in my opinion, but this one came with a right and left foot, but center columns always balance things out, so be careful. And it can fit on, and center columns can fit on most tables. This one here, as you can see, I'm probably sure you cannot really see it, but it's sitting on its box, because the table that I have does not seem to actually fit the left and right legs. So I had to put the box on top of the table in order to make this video, to make it look legit. So we're doing something a little bit ghetto. But anyways, I do want to emphasize some of the settings features here. So let's go into the settings here. So now we are at the home page, and at the home page you can select the HDMI 1, HDMI 2, HDMI 3, which has ARC. We have an AV, and we have a antenna for television, and we also have USB media player. So if you want to plug in a USB device, it will detect it. By the way, this television also has built-in Wi-Fi, so if you want to access a network, you can access a network by clicking connect and activate now, etc, etc, and you can see that spectrum dominating Madison. But anyway, yeah, you can connect to your own personal Wi-Fi, you can set up, and you can update the system as well. Now, the accessibilities. Now, the cool part about this is that you have customization for fronts and size. So cap mode, you can put the cap on or replay it or whatever you want to choose. If you want the preferred language of your choice for the captions, Spanish, English, French, German, Portuguese, Dutch, Danish, etc, etc, no Pacific Asian languages on this television, and I'm not sure if they're going to add that to the television when you can update it. Yes, you can update the television on the fly if you're connected to a Wi-Fi system. Caption type size, or caption style I should say, text style, you can really use a number of different custom sizes if you want medium, large, small. If you go back up, you can choose the edges effect, which is pretty cool. You can also choose what kind of font mix you want, and it just shows the display of this captions, what style you prefer, and it's pretty awesome, which is pretty nice to have. You can even select the text color, which is pretty good. Not most televisions at $200 can offer these features. So, and you can also, the capacity, you can go for 25, 50, 75, 100. Background colors, you can change it from white, black, red, green, blue, yellow, etc, etc. Also the windows, you can change the window color as well if you choose to. Same thing with the window capacity, you can also change that as well, which is really nice. Now you do have an audio guide, but you probably don't need that. You can absolutely change the speech rate on this as well. You can control the volume, so you want the volume on medium, and I recommend medium because about like 15, 20, I think about 25, it starts to sound tingling, and it's not the best speakers on the television. So if I were you, you may want to actually buy a surround sound system for this. So you can also enable shortcuts just to keep you guys informed of that. So it does offer a lot of option features in that category. You can also set up TV picture settings. I like to have it on normal. There's a reason why I like to have it on normal. The reason why I like to have it on normal is because two things. One, if you have it too bright, it kind of does look washed out in a lot of ways. So like I said, this is a $200 LED smart television. You're not gonna get the best view, but you won't even tell if you're back or far distance away. Let's say you're about 7 feet from the television, or 8 feet. You should be a minimum 8 feet away from the television. It looks good that way. If you're just close up to the television, it's not going to look so great. So keep that in mind. Keep it on normal. All right. And TV inputs, you can rename it or you can remove it based on your preference. So keep that in mind. We can go to the about page. You can set up the times. You can control other devices with the television. You can choose a language if you choose to. There's only 4 main languages to the main system, and it's French, Espanol, and Dutch, and English. So you can update the system as well. Like I said before, you can update the system on the fly, just in case they do have a update available. Now the store settings. The store is where you can buy apps. You can go and buy apps. You can go and purchase or download the apps that are available for free. Now keep in mind, you want to turn this off. Uncheck this box, show store marketing messages. You do want to turn this off, and there's a reason behind it. because every 2 minutes it just shows up while you're watching the news or watching television. It just shows up, and it's really annoying. But it does remind you that there is a store, a marketplace for it, so you can absolutely download apps. Okay, and you can factory reset the TV if you want to. That's up to you. And what else we have here? We talked about the audio, and so let's go back to the main homepage. So this is partnership with Roku Television. So lots of apps. It's a smart television for $200. It's really good for your buck. So when you do go to the television, you're going to probably have to scan the television, and you can see it displays what you're watching, what channel you're watching. I want to show you that in a second too. Kind of interesting. So even if you're playing an HDMI DVD player, etc., if you go to it, if it was on, it would display the movie disc that you have in your, let's say, your Blu-ray or your HDMI DVD player, etc., right? So that's the good thing about it. So AV, here's a special thing about this television that most $200 TVs do not come with, and this comes with this blue, red, and white dongle cable, because most flat screens today do not have white, blue, and red. So this cable here does come with it. So if you do not get this dongle or splitter or splice cable with your television, return it and ask for another one, because it's supposed to come with it. So keep that in mind. So what you're seeing right now is a demo that you've been watching for quite some time, but I'm going to go to the television settings here. I want to make sure this is on mute because I don't want to be copyrighted with audio. But if I click the left on my remote, you can display the channels, right? And it would show you the information, like the rating, the quality, if this is stereo sound, mobile surround sound audio. And not only that, if you do it again, let's go to something that's more sharp with 1080p. Now this is in 720p. It does say that you can do captions with this, but you can see that it displays all the settings and all the information about what's on display, which is kind of cool because not many televisions, smart televisions, give you accurate information and how long the duration. You can see from 9 to 10, that is the duration of the show. So that's pretty good. So that's decent. But here's another thing that I noticed too. Let me see if this works again, if I can remember. If I press back one time, oops, it didn't do it this time. That's strange. It's supposed to do pressing one time. There you go. One time. You press the back button one time next to the home button, then it won't opt out on the what you is displaying on your local television. Now next to it is where you can start streaming. So if you are able to get a Roku channel and you want to watch Hollywood hits for free, you can start streaming. Like I said, you need a Wi-Fi connection, so keep that in mind. And it does come with a reset button in the back. It does come with an audio optical, so you can hook up that particular surround system up to it. Now I do want to talk about the hertz on this television. I don't quite find it to be 120 hertz. I know what 120 hertz looks like because we're shooting this on 60 frames a second right now and 1080p, and I compared it to 120 hertz display, well, which is and I kind of watch my videos. I even took my laptop, hooked it up to the HDMI, and it just seems not to be accurate. I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems to have a delay, a slight latency delay or lag, but I just don't find it to be 120 hertz. I know what 120 hertz looks like, and it's supposed to be really, really, really smooth. But then again, it is based on content that you watch, right? Well, yes. So I plugged up my laptop to it. I watched some of my videos that I shot in 4K, 120 frames a second, and it seemed to look like 60 frames a second, or at 60 hertz. So I can't at this time give you my overall expectations about the hertz at this time, because it's a mixed bag, because it performs and sometimes it doesn't, and it looks smooth, but it's not. It's just the 1080p that's kicking in because of what you're watching, and it's a weird experience. Now, this simulation that you're watching now is supposed to be 120 hertz, and honestly, it looks just like 1080p 60 hertz, and there's a difference between the 120 hertz and 60 hertz. Trust me, there's a difference. But anyway, other than that, I do want to just talk about the overall build, because on the left hand side, I already talked about that, but I do want to talk about the power plug. It is short, it's not long, so please make sure that it's close to an outlet of some sort, or you have an extension cable. And I don't recommend extension cables, but if you have a safety extension cable that is fireproof, yes, please do plug it up that way. But other than that, it just seems good for 200 bucks. This is a steal. Like, I rated 4 out of 5 for a $200 smart television that claims to be 120 hertz. But hands down, for the 40, this is a 40 inch, by the way, so it is a 40 inch. I'll leave the link down in the description below. But like I said, it's only been a few days, it's only been about a week, so you know, I'm still adjusting to the television. I do want to color calibrate it, because it oversaturates the colors. Like I said before, it just doesn't seem to be true to life, because as a photographer and as a videographer, I know my colors. But you know, it does look vibrant, it does look punchy, it does look great, but there are some things I just have questions about. How is a TV this big, this brilliant, $200? So I want to know, and it's made in the USA, so that's just the great thing. It is a USA product, as you can see, TCLUSA.com. So you can go to their website, you can check out their stuff, what they have to offer, and you can see it's basically like electronics and a lot of other things that you may want to consider purchasing if you on a budget. So Black Friday is coming up, everyone. Hopefully you have a safe and joyful holiday. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, just to let you guys know. You guys already know that. Watching me for like 5-6 years, you guys already know that. So it's ramen for me and sake. I'm telling you that right now. But anyway, this is the Panda Photographer. You guys want to support the channel, please like, subscribe. If you have any questions about the television, if I miss anything about the television, let me know down in the comments down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. So with that said, eat, sleep, photography, videography, and repeat. Talk to you guys next.